I believe we are. Are you ready to talk about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? I am. Let's go. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out yesterday on Netflix, guys, and the reviews are in. And it's not looking good if you enjoyed the film. Okay, guys, we're going to talk about some of these reviews today. I did a live reaction for that yesterday, too. And, guys, if you want to go and check that out on the channel, I'll leave a link to that in the cards up above once this gets uploaded. But I was a little bit shocked how divided this movie, the reactions were. We'll take a look at the tomato meter and some of the reviews out there for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And the overall impressions that I was getting was that people who like the gore and like the violence, the brutality, really enjoyed that stuff. But then there were people out there saying, well, it's not that. The story seems to be all over the place. The characters are so thin, and it's kind of like everything got drawn out. Now, I liked the main cast here. I thought all of these characters worked. But there's some people trying to weave in like social justice narratives into it, saying that, ooh, they put a Confederate flag there and they're not making a definitive stance on which side they lie on. And then you realize that that's what the goal of what the movie was trying to do, and some people are just not happy with it. Some people have said that it was a slight against Blumhouse movies because of bringing back an older character, and it was just a big F you to Blumhouse, but I never saw that, guys. I never saw anything like that. I want to tell you this, though. Guys, did you know that there was a post-credit scene to it? I didn't. I was a little bit ashamed that, I usually check for those kinds of things. But, guys, I'll tell you this. The post-credit scene here, maybe I'll pull that up on my big YouTube. The post-credit scene is nothing special. It's just Leatherface. We know that he's still alive, and he's just walking towards a house. I don't know if it's his house. It's not the same house from the first movie, obviously not, because look at it. But it's some house out in the sticks of Texas, and that's where it ends. It's a quick little post-credit scene, but guys, I had fun with the movie. I didn't think it was trying to accomplish anything serious with its narratives that people were trying to draw in and stuff like that. It had its points that, yeah, it looked like it didn't like the younger generations of people always having to be on their phones. They were, yeah. But once that bus scene happens, you're just kind of like totally enthralled with it, for me at least. It didn't need to really accomplish anything more than that. But let's take a look at the tomato meter for this, because I'm curious to see how this is going to roll out. And my review for this will be out later today. It's not going to be a huge, long thing. I've seen some reviews that go on for like 15 minutes. No, I'm going to give it to you straight, about a 3-minute review. And I'll talk about all of these things in a little bit more concise nature. But the tomato meter is saying 30% now with from the critics and 41% by the audience score. With 250 ratings. Now I'm going to participate in this now, from now on Tomato Meter. I've decided I'm going to sign up, but they want to use my Facebook, but I have my Facebook set up weird, so it's not drawing from the Mirror Domains page. It's drawing from my personal page, and I don't want that to happen, so we'll figure out how that is going to work later on. But the Tomato Meter score there is showing that, for the most part, it's under 50%. A lot of people are not liking it. Yeah, and let's see if we can get just a top critic review out here. The final version of the film, directed by Garcia, packs a lot of characters, subplots, and backstory into an 83 minutes and very few are essential. So the background of some of the characters, like with the school stuff, I felt like, he didn't really need to have that in there, but it didn't detract for me. It didn't make me feel like, oh, you're trying to make a pro message about this, or, you're trying to be woke about it. And I never got that impression when I watched it. And you'll see that in my live reaction. It was kind of like, I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't looking for it. And if you look at some of the quotes from the director, David Blue Garcia, there's a big interview with him out you can find on YouTube and on Joe Blow's site there, where he talks about this kind of stuff, talking about the challenges. Now, I'm not going to get into the backgrounds of the movie, where there was originally some other directors on it, and all of the casual people out there don't really care about all that stuff. So to bore you with that stuff and to say that the main character coming back from the first movie only to do what they did with her. It's just kind of like, no, that's not what they were trying to do. Like, it's not a slight. They weren't attacking Blumhouse with what they did with the main character from the first movie. I didn't feel like that at all. But the bus scene is going to be something that everybody's going to be talking about from this movie. It's the real showcase standout part. And my God, when that happens, for me, that was the highlight. And I feel like, guys, that's what we're seeing. Whoops, there we go. That's definitely what we're seeing in there. Is that bus scene? All right. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on that Texas Chainsaw reboot? For me, it worked, and I had a lot of fun with it. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Guys, you're watching Mirror Domain's Horror Movie News Weekly Show. And if you don't know how this works, we do it live, 12 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays, and we go through a myriad of topics here. We just talked about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Cursed is now out. We'll talk about that score as well. Year 2, Frank Grillo in a werewolf movie? A Quiet Place 3 has a release date and a spin-off that was announced earlier this week. Zombieland 3, the guy who directed the Uncharted movie that just came out, gave us a little quote about Zombieland 3. There's something coming out on Shudder called The Twin. We'll take a look at that trailer. Stranger Things 4, we got to talk about that. That came out this week too. Some news about that. The release date. Umma, a Sam Raimi horror coming out. We'll talk about that. Studio 666 comes out next week, guys. The Dave Grohl Foo Fighters horror movie has a Redband trailer out, and we'll talk about that. I can't show you it because it's actually fairly gruesome. And when we look at the screenshots, you'll know what I'm talking about. Then we'll round out with some various headlines, and that'll be the show. And guys, if you don't know, if you're watching this after this is uploaded live, then join us next Saturday, 12 p.m., and you'll be able to participate in the live chat, and we'll build a small little community who likes to talk about these horror headlines. And if you saw some of these movies or trailers, we'll talk about it. And if you're watching afterwards, guys, you'll be able to look in the time codes down below and find these stories marked out in chapters for you quite nicely. Now, let's go back to The Cursed. The Cursed came out this weekend too, guys. I'm not a rich man. I can't go to the theater for everything that comes out. Someday I will, but not now. But The Cursed also came out, and it's like this gothic werewolf lore. The trailers for it gave you vibes of like The Witch, and it's got that aesthetic to it. And last week they released this autopsy scene where this girl crawls out through this body, and it's very gory. We're talking about gore from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This also looked like it was going to be on that level of gore, and it looks like it's people either pretending to be werewolves or there actually are werewolves. And I'm just kind of like, I was captivated by the trailer, and I want to go see this. I'll try to get out on Tuesday, guys. I would definitely want to see it. I'll give you the synopsis, what they're saying over on the IMDb here. It was supposed to come out in 2021, but the trailers, as horror fans, guys, we've got to keep our eye out for this kind of stuff. In rural 19th century France, a mysterious, possibly supernatural menace threatens a small village. John McBride, a pathologist, comes to town to investigate the danger or exorcise some of his own demons in the process. Now, it says in French. It's not a French film. It's in English because it's got English actors, guys. It's got Boyd Holbrook and Kelly Riley. Boyd Holbrook you recognize from Predators and such like that. And he was in Logan. You'll recognize him. So it's an English film, but The Curse, guys, it's out now. And I wanted to see what the tomato meter said about it. From critics, it's 74% and 68% audience people are actually liking it. So I'm very curious about The Cursed. If you are a fan of like werewolves and horror, then guys, put this on your radar. And if you have seen it, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, because I'm definitely curious about it. Let's take a look at some of these quick initial reviews. It's also rich and richly executed by Ellis, a total filmmaker that one wishes it added up to more than a series of smart variations on a certain type of a film. Okay. Bad review says, caught in no man's land between art, horror, and CGI gore fest. I don't see why that's an issue, but The Cursed isn't satisfying in either regard. Oh, okay. Well, hastily establishing its historical bona fides before getting to the shock scares and the digitally enhanced werewolves. Digitally enhanced. Well, you guys, you just spoiled it for us. There actually is werewolves. But guys, when you look at the trailer and you see like there's this thing in the grass and the grass is like waving as this thing is coming towards this person, it's kind of like, whoa, I want to check this out. And we saw the gore from that autopsy scene. It looked great. I thought it looked great. The Cursed, are you going to go and check it out? I think I will. Let's keep on the topic of werewolves. And Frank Grillo, because apparently he's going to be in a crazy werewolf movie. Okay, Year 2. Called Year 2 with Frank Grillo. Teams with Stephen C. Miller on crazy werewolf movie. This is brought to us by Bloody Disgusting. Okay, it's described as The Purge with werewolves. Okay. That's fascinating. Year 2 is a wild, crazy story about the return of a supermoon, which, on its last appearance just a year earlier, turned anybody touched by moonlight into a werewolf. Wow. Okay. The synopsis notes that it led to nearly 1 billion deaths. So you don't want to be stuck outside in the moonlight, or you're going to be turned into a werewolf, and people will come down and, like the purge you out. Guys, Year 2. Wow, that premise sounds fascinating. That sounds really cool. And Frank Grillo, come on. He was one of the better things that was of the Purge franchise there. And of course, you know him from Captain America movies, right? He was the bad guy in the second one in Civil War at the start. And he's just, yeah, cool. That premise sounds cool, man. You get caught in this moonlight, you turn into a werewolf, he's going to hunt you down and give you your comeuppance. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and we'll talk about it. Now, talking about sequels. Earlier this week, Quiet Place 3 was announced, and we got an actual release date. And there's going to be a spin-off coming out next year from the guy who directed Pig with Nicolas Cage. Now, John Krasinski is going to be back directing this one. Quiet Place 3 is set for 2025, and that's a bit away, right, guys? Quiet Place 3 is a release date of 2025 with the spin-off next September. And the spin-off is just going to be another family, I'm guessing, dealing with this issue of these creatures. Because it's a global event, so you can have a whole bunch of stories dealing with this. But at least part 3 is going to come out, and it's going to be Krasinski working with it. And we're going to get Emily Blunt back and figure out how they're going to wrap up this franchise, because I really like the first 2 movies a lot. And I'm looking forward to it. You guys, let me know in the comments below if you're looking forward to it and what you hope to see from it. Talking about sequels now, let's talk about Zombieland. Zombieland 3 director Ruben Fleischer comments on the possibility. Now, this Ruben Fleischer, I guess, also directed this Uncharted movie that's coming out, that just came out. So that's why people are talking about it, because, this is Zombieland 3. We want to see that. I like the Zombieland 2. And this comes again from Bloody Disgusting. And if you go in to read this article, it says that they made enough money for the second one that, okay, well, there's a possibility of it being there, but the article goes on, and it also came out on comicbook.com. He just goes to talk about how the first one was like a passion project for him. He was really happy to work with those actors, and, well, the second one came out, and, his main quote was that, here, but... hopefully by 2029 there will be another Zombieland, but I don't know. I mean, I also kind of feel like Double Tap. I don't know. I wonder how many times you can return to the well. So we'll see. Yeah. So that's it. There's really nothing much there to tell, but at least somebody asked him about it. I would be up for a Zombieland 3. I feel like they're cheeky, and for the most part, this cast works well together. They play off really well with each other, and Emma Stone, yeah, that's why I would want to see a Zombieland 3, but can they possibly get that cast back? I don't know. I really don't know. The Twin, starring Teresa Palmer, confronts a malicious force in a Shudder film. So this is only going to be on Shudder, and I was looking at it, the trailer, and I'm kind of like, oh, well, let me just read the synopsis, and then we'll take a look at some of the trailer here. Following the aftermath of a tragic accident that claimed the life of one of their twins, Rachel and husband Anthony relocate to the other side of the world with their surviving son in hopes of building a new life. What begins as a time of healing in the quiet Scandinavian countryside soon takes an ominous turn when Rachel begins to unravel the torturous truth about her son and confronts the malicious forces attempting to take hold of him. So is he a psychic, or what's going on? Teresa Palmer, is there a ghost of him haunting him? But I'm a big Teresa Palmer fan, so let's go take a look at what this trailer is all about here. Guys, I'm not going to promise that... who cares? I'll just watch it. This video will get copyright claim, but let's check out this trailer for Shudder's The Twin. Oh.
Elliot? Mom? Whoa!
Okay.
I have a good feeling about this, Rach.
It's interesting.
Why do we leave Nick there in the ground?
We didn't leave him. He is always with us.
Now, that's a creepy picture.
Hey.
Would you really want a picture of your brother like that on the wall? From the director of Lake Bottom.
With his behavior since we've been here.
That's creepy. Yeah. That was creepy of him just standing in the darkness there.
Is a reflection of your emotions and fears.
Your son has made a wish, and it has been granted. It's not his
So-
dead brother that comes to him at night.
Shades of a cult?
Where I can get out.
A little bit of
What's real anymore?
Midsummer, a little bit. Teresa Palmer, Stephen Creed. Ooh, wow.
Elliot,
On Shudder,
I
guys.
don't want to hurt Mommy.
You don't want to hurt Mommy, but I do. Shades of Samara there too from The Ring, which is going to come out. We're going to talk a little bit about The Ring as well in a little bit. That trailer was pretty good. What did you guys think about that trailer? I want to take a look at Teresa Palmer and just confirm what my thoughts are about her. She's a good actress from South Australia. Okay, all right. What else was she in? She was in Warm Bodies. Lights Out, that's where I recognize her. She was in Lights Out. She was in a TV show, A Discovery of Witches. Message from... Oh, Hacksaw Ridge. Oh, she was in that. Okay. Yeah, I recognize her now. Okay. She's got a long resume here, guys. Teresa Palmer in The Twin. What do you guys think about that trailer? What do you think about this movie? It's going to be on Shudder. Man, that almost looks like it could be a theatrical release too. I like it. I like what I saw. All right, guys, we're going to talk about Stranger Things 4 now. This came out earlier this week too, and I kind of fumbled the ball when I announced it. But there's some new posters out. We got the actual release date. It's going to be released in 2 parts. It got renewed for the 5th season for sure, and it's going to be the final season for Stranger Things. Stranger Things Season 5 will be the final season for these characters, and I think that's about right. Let's just take a look at these posters here that came out. There's 11 looking down the hallway, and once again, the Upside Down is coming out through the floor and such. So my thoughts with this is that that's about right, because you don't want to overstay the welcome with this. Eventually, it's going to be the same story. Oh, it's coming through in this place now. It's coming through over there. And you can only do that so many times, like going back to the well. See, there's a theme there going on. You just can keep them on telling that story before you overstay your welcome. So this comes to us from a number of articles, guys. I'm just going to take it from this bloody disgusting article where they're talking about the release dates. Interesting to note, Stranger Things Season 4 will be broken up into 2 separate parts, with Volume 1 appearing May 27th, 2022, and Volume 2 will arrive on July 1st, 2022. All on Netflix, and we'll do reactions and reviews when they come out. And because I'm a big fan of the franchise, I really like the series so far. But that means that you're going to get a batch release. So the first batch comes out May 27th, and the second batch, because they're not going to release it on a weekly basis, which they should. They really should release it. Release like 1 or 2 at the same time, and then to get people hooked, and then do it weekly, guys. Do it weekly, because then you get people talking about it. You get people buzzing about it, and it becomes a big thing. People burn out on it when it becomes like these binge releases. Yeah, and that bummed me out about Season 3 when that happened, because I really liked Season 3. And when I did my reactions and reviews for all of that stuff, it was really awesome. But then like a week later, nobody was talking about it anymore because everybody saw it. And it was kind of like, no, I want it to have a little bit more of a longer gestation period with people. I want people to be buzzing about it a little bit more, because it's a series that is well done. I liked it a lot. I like it. I'm going to be looking forward to Stranger Things 4. Are you guys? Let me know what you think about the release date. Let me know what you think about these posters, because I think they're pretty cool. All right, guys. We're slowly moving through the news today. We're coming around to the end. Now, let's talk about this Umma trailer. Or it's not a trailer. It's news from a new Sam Raimi produced horror. It's going to hit theaters March 18th. Now, this was supposed to come out last year or something. I really don't know what it was going to be originally for next year or something, but the reschedule has slotted it for March 18th, 2022. So it's just around the corner here, guys, just a month away. And what's this about? Hey, Sam Raimi is always good with the horror, so let's see what the synopsis reads. Umma follows Sandra Oh as Amanda and her daughter living a quiet life on an American farm, but when the remains of her estranged mother arrive from Korea, Amanda becomes haunted by the fear of turning into her own mother. That sounds weird. So they go to live somewhere, and then the ashes of her dead mother come there and begin haunting them. It's called Umma. Her mother was named Umma, maybe, or I don't know what the heck's going on here. The cast also includes Dermot Mulroney, cool, Odeya Rush, Mi-hwa Alana Lee, and Tom Yee. Iris K. Shim wrote the script and will be directing. So Iris K. Shim is directing a Sam Raimi produced horror movie called Umma. Okay. I don't know why you're showing Adam Driver there. Why are you showing Adam Driver? Okay, that has to do with another sci-fi thriller. Okay, but that has nothing to do with Umma. I'll keep my eye out for that. I tried to look online for a trailer for this, but I didn't find anything yet, so I went to the IMDb. Not even a poster out yet. March 18th is just around the corner, guys. And if it's going to be in the theater, you're going to have to let me know if it's going to be worth seeing. Give me a trailer, at least. Odeya Rush. Tom Yee. Okay. All right, Sandra Oh. Dermot Mulroney. Umma. Let me know what you guys thought about, or what you think about that in the comments below. Next week, Studio 666 comes out, and I think I am going to go see that for sure, because it's Dave Grohl. It's a Foo Fighters horror movie where they go into a haunted house to record one of their albums, and they end up, Dave Grohl gets possessed and ends up murdering everybody. I think it's going to be rated R, so it's going to be hopefully gory. There's a new Redband trailer out for it that I can't show it to you guys. I would like to. I think that would be cool if I could, but like, look at this shot here. His guts are getting pulled out. So it just has that cheekiness to it where they're just having fun with the visual effects. It's not going to be something seriously scary, obviously, because come on, it's the Foo Fighters. But I think it's going to be a fun time at the theater. It's only going to be like an hour and 20 minutes talking about short films like with Texas Chainsaw. It's only going to be like an hour and 21 minutes. But Dave Grohl goes crazy. I guess he kills a bunch of people in some brutal ways. Studio 666, watch the Redband trailer because then you'll get the tone of what they're trying to do with it. That vibe. Yeah. And I'm actually looking forward to it now because it just looks crazy. It looks like it's just going to be a lot of fun. That's what it looks like. All right, let's just round out the day by talking some various news, and then we'll wrap up the show for the week. All right, just some off-the-top stuff here that's just kind of... There's a new Ring movie, Sadako DX, set for fall release. So in Japan, I guess they made another Ring movie. Okay, and it apparently has to deal with a college student with a 200 IQ who tries to unravel the curse of Sadako. Okay, well, that's an interesting premise. So somebody who's smart trying to figure out the curse. I haven't paid attention to a lot of that, the Ring versus the Grudge, all of the Japanese sequels to the Ring and Ringu, because it just got so audacious. it got really bizarre, like the Versus movies and all that stuff. But if there's another one coming out, I'll keep my eye out for it, see what the trailer looks like. Alien TV series will take place long before Ellen Ripley's time. Now, apparently this Disney, it's by Disney. No, wait, is it over on FX? Okay. There's also like a Disney comic or something. It's weird. I don't know what the heck's going on with the Alien series. But apparently there's a series coming out and people ask if Ripley's going to be a part of it. No. Apparently this new series is going to take place long before that franchise. And we'll have to wait to see what comes out. Actually, you know what? If you want to learn about this stuff, Mr. H on YouTube, he covers this stuff. It's almost like his specialty. That he loves this kind of stuff. So this is his bag. This is something that he'll have quite a bit of knowledge. He does a lot of these videos about this. I just wanted to take a look at the timeline to make sure, okay, so it's not going to be about Ripley. It's years, thousands of years, it looks like. Right? Is that what they're saying? Right near the end of this century, 70 years from now. So Ripley won't be any part of this. So aliens come here. I don't know. Guys, I'm just really... they got to get aliens right, because it's people versus the aliens. It's not a complicated story, you know. It's like doing a Friday the 13th. It's a bunch of teenagers getting killed by Jason. It doesn't need to be a complicated story. It's like Texas Chainsaw. It's a bunch of teenagers getting killed by Leatherface. It doesn't have to be a complicated story. And I know that Scream just gave you a good slasher flick, so that shouldn't have been a standard. It doesn't have to be a standard. People getting killed by the alien or aliens, that's all it needs to be, guys. It doesn't have to be Shakespearean or break fascinating new ground. And finally, guys, today I thought this was a little bit fun. NECA, or NECA. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, Toonie Terrors are just the cutest things. I guess they're going to ramp up some Halloween masks for this year, and they're going to celebrate Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which a lot of people like. It's like a cult classic now, even though it has nothing to do with Michael Myers or anything like that. They were trying different things with it. And that damn song, I don't even want to try to remember it because it'll get stuck in my head. But these are what the masks look like. Nothing really too close to what the original images were, but yeah, there they are. Toy masks. And that's pretty much the way that has been to this week in the realm of horror movie news. Now, guys, there were other headlines, but they were so niche, nuanced and stuff, and such, dealing with like streaming services and stuff like that. If there were any other big headlines, let me know in the comments below, and I will definitely respond to the comments. That's something that I'm really trying to do these days, is respond to all the comments to make you guys feel appreciated. Yeah, that's the least I can do. And if you guys are watching us live, if you haven't noticed, I don't turn on the ads when I'm doing it live, but when you're watching it afterwards, then I turn on the ads. So if you don't want to watch it with ads, try to watch us 12 p.m. on Saturdays, and you'll be able to get an ad-free version of this, and you'll be able to follow a playlist that I'll leave for this linked up in the cards above. If the rest of the weeks in the channel stuff doesn't bother you, like the movie news stuff and all of the movie reviews, if that's not your bag and you only want the horror stuff, save the playlist, and it'll hook you up every time, and you'll be able to participate with us and join our community here on Mirror Domains. All right, guys, that's it. I'll see you next week.